Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're all well. So, today's live is going to be about resistance versus persistence. So, let's start with resistance. Um, Most of the time, we don't want to feel pain. We don't want to have certain thoughts, certain feelings. For example, you can say, I don't want to get anxious. I don't want to think about a past partner or someone you might like at the moment. Um, and you think that actually you are doing the right thing, you are actually moving forward. But in reality, as Carl Jung says, what you resist persists. So the more you resist something, the more you resist the emotion, the thought, the more it's gonna come to knock strongly at your door. And it will get stronger and stronger and stronger until you listen. Now, why does this happen? Let's start with the emotions, first of all. So when there is a painful emotion coming up, it's coming up for a purpose to heal itself. Now, if especially we had a traumatic childhood whereby it was not safe to process our feelings fully, for our own survival, what did we do? We would suppress them. But then what happens? Yet it helps us to cope as children. But then, since they are suppressed, they are not healed, processed and healed, they will come up later on in our lives. So then as adults, this is why we have these automatic triggers, I don't know what came over me. You can see a person, you can hear something being said to you. And you say, oh, and you suddenly you're angry, you're sad, you have these exaggerated unwanted reactions. And this is because this past event is getting triggered. Okay? So what happens if we try to resist it once again, to put it down? It's going to come up again to heal. And why did it come up at a certain point in time? Because something reminded you of it. So we have the hippocampus, the backside of the brain, which compares present events with past events. So when something reminds you of the past, boom, you get triggered. So your system perceives that something reminded you of that, so it's safe to come up to heal it. So that's one. And then the second instance where these things come up is when you start doing healing works. For example, you start working on yourself, you work with a professional, a coach, or a therapist, and you heal one thing, and then a bunch of other things start to come up. This is why when you start doing healing work, you don't feel better immediately. Even though with some clients I worked with, in 3 sessions, we had a major transformation. But it's not the case for the rest of us. For me, it took a year and a half work with my coach, because what was happening was that I was healing something, and more and more and more and more and more things were coming up for healing. And also, especially if you've had a lot of pain, a lot of trauma, stuff cannot be healed at the same time. So the system waits for one thing to heal, and then something else will come up, and something else. And so this is why that in the beginning, when you do this work, it could be that you start to feel worse in the beginning, but it's not because you're not getting better. It's because other stuff is coming up to heal. Okay? So, and just one thing before I pass on to the next point. What about thoughts then? So should we just engage in harmful thoughts? No. But on the other hand, we should not resist them either. And this is a very, very, very important thing that I had to learn, because I kind of was first resisting and then allowing the thoughts to come. But what I wasn't realizing is that I was engaging in the thoughts and fueling them. So negative stuff, thoughts and feelings, need to be fueled. So you want to allow stuff to arise. But on the other hand, you don't want to get engaged in it. It's like you need to take a step back and observe and allow it to arise. recognizing it's not you, and then give it the space, a good ideally with energetic practices or certain movement is very good. Like for those who know me, I work a lot with EFT tapping, so like recalling the traumatic event and feeling calm and at peace. And even the same thing, if thoughts are causing you certain unwanted emotions, you just tap on certain acupressure points while recalling a specific event or memory. And then you just feel, in fact, I had a session this morning where we had a major healing take place, and she explained to me she just felt the energy rising up and then getting flushed out of her system within maybe 15-20 minutes. We were working together. Another thing you can do is maybe take a few deep breaths, breathe through the belly, like this, and feeling more space around these thoughts and feelings. There's a meditation as well where you can imagine that your thoughts are like a river, or that your thoughts are in a bus, but you're not getting in the bus, you're just observing, you see? So this is the difference between allowing something and not getting engaged in it, okay? Now, let's come to the persistence part. So what is persistence? Persistence is keeping going. So you need to be consistent in your approach. So especially if you want to heal something and you want to change a belief, a habit, you need to persist, which means like the brain is like when you go to the gym, when you need to train your muscles, it's the same with the brain. So you need to train your brain as well. You need to rewire the brain, to rewire the neurons in the brain, and learn to think in a totally different way. And that takes persistence. So you need to practice daily. So like when you go to the gym, the same thing with healing work and changing your thoughts and beliefs and habits, you need to practice daily. So that is what persistence is. It's not really like forcing things and feeling frustrated and exhausting yourself. No, it's not that. It's just taking action steps daily, one by one, by one, by one. And these action steps need to be smart, like for those who studied projects, and I work in projects as well, the targets you need to set for yourself are specific, measurable, attainable, reliable, and timely. So when you set yourself targets, accept where you are and see what you can do from where you are. So that's also most important. So like, for example, if you are grieving the loss of a family member or a partner, don't expect that the next day you're gonna just jump for joy and ring up a bunch of friends. You have to allow time for yourself to do the healing work. But the actions are related to where you are at that point in time in your life. And bit by bit, you get better day by day. You start to feel it. It's about the journey, not about the destination. Remember that. You start to feel better and better and better and better. And then your whole reality starts to literally transform around you. So it's so worth it. Yeah. And lastly, remember that you don't have to do this alone. So feel free, working with a coach or a therapist works wonders, because the coach, first of all, can give you that safe space where can you express yourself and heal, process and heal. I know, especially if, for example, things seem too overwhelming for you to do on your own. And also the coach will help you to see, to guide you on what needs to be tackled next, and give you also a strategy on what to work on between sessions, also maybe highlighting certain blind spots you might have missed, and also the fact that you feel, guided by someone, that you're not facing this alone, it's so much better, and the results are deeper and faster. I can guarantee that. I've been working as a coach and with coaches and therapists since 2014, and first of all, the the relationship, the coach-client relationship, is one of the most beautiful ones there is. And you know, transforming someone's life, freeing someone from the baggage, from the pain, the hurt, there's nothing more rewarding than that in life, you know. So this is why I do what I do, and this is why it is definitely my passion, and I will definitely continue to do it. So really, if this speaks to you and you would like some help, reach out to me for a chat. I'd love to know you. I'd love to hear from you. You can see if we're a good fit to work together. Same if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'm open. I'm here for you. And so I'll stop here. I wish you a wonderful weekend. There's going to be some rain, but I'm sure it's going to be great anyway. And I look forward to connecting with you soon. Much love and bye-bye.